Samantha, welcome in. Yule, welcome in. Trying to adjust this. This does not want to get right. What's wrong with that? Samantha, I've been on a cleaning binge. Um, yesterday, yesterday was our day off. Yesterday was our last day. Today, we had to stay online. Most of my stuff was done already. Last night, I cleaned my room. I took apart my room, uh, rearranged everything, moved everything around. And then today, there was a closet that I've been trying to get to. I took out a whole bunch of clothes, took them to the Goodwill, cleaned out my closet, did the bathroom. So I'm feeling really positive. I need to do it now because the moment I start settling in and watching movies, that's it. I'm trying to adjust this screen, guys. Give me 1 second. I don't feel like it's... Aren't they the best? I know, I agree. Why is it doing that? It needs to be over here. There we go. Yeah, Samantha. If I don't... And it just becomes one excuse after another. I keep telling myself, well, I deserve it. I get to rest. I get to rest. And then I rest myself into no cleaning at all. So I better get to it. How are you doing, Samantha? Samantha, how's the weather? How's the weather over there? The East Coast, Midwest. Welcome to those of you on YouTube. If you're new to my channel, this is a children's literature hour. Today is Project Wednesday. We're going to be making a Christmas tree out of pine cones. We're going to be working with acrylics. We're going to be working with silver and gold acrylics today. Very windy, 18 degrees here, and have a sore throat, but did... Oh, nice. You're so lucky. Samantha, that's really nice. I know that the wind can be a little bit much, but hey, if you're indoors, it makes it even nicer. Very windy. I'm going to show you guys a picture. Here, it's been in the 80s, and I'm not bragging about that. And it's gotten to a point where this is down the street from where I live. I took a picture of it, but let me lower the lighting on it so you guys can see it. There's this thick layer of smog. Do you guys see that smog? That's what happens when it gets too hot. So there's the mountain, and there's this thick layer of smog that's just collecting there. Ugh. Let me breathe that in. Let me bring it a little bit closer. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that's California. Palm tree and smog. Two very symbolic things of California. I sent that to my friend who lives in Colorado because she was telling me about... She used to live in California. I was telling her about the weather that we've been having lately. I said, do you remember when it would get like 70, 80 degrees here in the winter time, and then it gets the smog comes in? I'll take the palm and pass on the smog, right? So I agree. I agree. Welcome to those of you on YouTube. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. Yeah, but nice cold. I love the wind. As long as it doesn't turn off the electricity. I like that. It makes it a lot colder. And then it makes the air really clear and clean. Barbie, welcome in. Barbie, we haven't seen you in a while. Welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We have all new fresh titles. I turned in all the books that we had previously. We didn't get to a lot of them, but that's okay. Turned in a lot of old titles, and we got some new fresh ones. I did order this one from the thrift store. A Charlie Brown Christmas. I love this red. We have a lot of power outages and roads closed due to flooding. Oh, Whitwee, where at? Hey, Melina, welcome in. Melina, are you on vacation yet? Yeah, we love a good Charlie Brown Christmas. We love this red Celebrate 40th anniversary one. I got this at the thrift store for like $10. Oh, you're not on vacation yet? Today was our prep day, and tomorrow we have tomorrow's last day thing. Oh, okay. Do you have kids tomorrow as well, or is it just a prep day? I'm in Kent, Washington, just south of Seattle. Oh, wait, you're yeah, I've heard about all the floods and everything that's going up in Washington right now. Oh no. We have lots of power outage. Oh my goodness. Hey Caitlin, welcome in. Oh, so Melina, the kids are. Oh, okay. And then you get 3 weeks off, Melina. I think at my district we were getting. Oh, good. That's really nice. You guys had to evacuate the work building. Oh, wait, I'm sorry to hear that. How is it where you're living? How is it where you're at? Is there any? Yeah, and that's one thing that they were saying, that they haven't been reporting it on the news. We don't know about the floodings that are happening in Washington, D.C. Oh, it's all around you? Oh my gosh. And is it still raining? I heard that there was another storm coming in. Oh, you're on a hill? Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I stopped at the Fontana Library today. Yes, rain and 50 degrees. Oh, wow. Rain and 50. Oh, gosh, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. I stopped at the library today, and they had all their Christmas titles out. Luckily, I didn't have to find them or reserve them. So we're going to pick out some Christmas titles. We also got this one. Actually, guys, you know what? I'm going to start with this one because I've been very interested in reading this. Melina, you're going to flip. This one might be a little bit lengthy, but it is Project Wednesday. Remember, today's Project Wednesday, we're going to be making Christmas trees out of pine cones. We're going to be working with acrylics and embellishments today. Presents and more embellishments. And pom-poms. Pom-poms for our color light. I've been really interested, wanting to read this book, Hansel and Gretel by Stephen King and Maurice Sendak. So if you remember, Maurice Sendak is the guy he's the one that wrote and illustrated Where the Wild Things Are. So he illustrated this, and Stephen King, he did his version of Hansel and Gretel. Melina, have you read this one? I saw this one at the bookstore, and I thought, I have to get that one. But it's like $32. So I thought, I'll wait till I find it at the library. So you get this really good, really nice end page. Oh, you haven't heard of this one yet? I know you're a big Stephen King fan. Or I remember you used to read his books. I think that was you. A really nice end page. Look at the detail of this end page. Hansel and Gretel. Another really good picture. Maurice Sendak. Look at that owl. It says, once upon a time, long before your grandmother's grandmother was born, a poor broom maker and his wife lived on the edge of a great dark forest with 2 children, Hansel and Gretel. Yeah, Melina, the illustrations on it, you're going to be top tier. You're going to get some really good illustrations with this one. Hey, Georgia Peach, welcome in. So here's Hansel and Gretel. And yeah, look at the detail of this picture. So there's, looks like an angel here. You have a moon in the background. Some trees. And then look at what's here. So 2 kids, you've got an angel. Oh, and then look at this face right in here. What other things we find in it? There's this guy right here, like a ghost. It's got a hood, and the hands should be right there. Really interesting. The broom maker was an easygoing man. His wife, the children's stepmother, was a shrew who liked to have her way and mostly got it. Life went along well enough for this little family until a drought fell upon the land, followed by a great famine. There was little to eat, then less, then almost nothing. One evening, while the broom maker and his wife were laying in bed, he said, "What will become of us? How can we feed the kids when we have almost nothing for ourselves?" His wicked wife had been waiting for him to say this so she wouldn't have to. "I know," she said. "Tomorrow morning we'll take those tiresome children into the thickest part of the woods. We'll make a fire for them and give them each a piece of bread. Then we'll leave them by themselves and go off to our work. They won't find their way home and we'll be rid of them." So these 2 are treating their kids like their pets, like they're gonna abandon them. So the family has fallen on hard times. I know, right, Melina? This family has fallen on hard times, and the wife, she always gets what she wants. The husband's a pushover. He's a hard worker, though. And he finally says, "I don't know how we're going to take care of ourselves." I don't think he was looking for an answer for that question. Yeah, gender parents, right? I don't think he was looking for an answer. He was probably just thinking out loud. But the wife goes, "Let's go take him into the middle of the forest and leave him there." Hey, Prince Hairflip, welcome in. Yes, the Gen X parents. But look at the detail of their house here. You've got this little mountain in the background here. They've got this cute little cottage. Clothes hanging on the line. The water well. Hey, Hannah Alexander, welcome in. "Not at all," cried the broom maker, sitting wide open up in bed. "How could I leave my children alone in the woods? Wild animals would tear them to pieces. Wolves, bears." She soothed him until he was lying down again. "God will protect the little ones, I'm sure of it. They will find a safe place where they can be happy and fed. At the very worst, they will fill their bellies with manna in heaven." "I don't know." She could tell he was weakening. "Then all 4 of us will starve together. Is that what you want? You can gather wood for our coffins." "Let me sleep, woman." But she would give him no peace until he agreed. Now these children had dreams. Gretel's was peaceful, of angels circling the moon, and Hansel, however, had a nightmare. So they decided they're going to do it. The dad didn't really want to do it. Mom was the one pushing it. And so Hansel and Gretel, she would have peaceful dreams. But Hansel, on the other hand, he would have nightmares. He dreamed of a witch on a broomstick flying through the clouds with a bag behind her filled with screaming kids. So this is Hansel's dream. He dreamed of this witch. All the kids. She's got some kids here in a knapsack. She looks old and crudgy. I love a good moon in children's literature. And some angels flying around the moon. Really interesting illustrations. Very old school. On the night their stepmother told her husband her wicked plan and persuaded him to it, both children awoke from their dreams. Gretel told her brother she had dreamed of angels circling the moon. Hansel had awakened before his sister and heard what their father and stepmother meant to do. He told Gretel what he had overheard. She began to cry, "It's over for us. We shall die in the woods, torn to pieces by wolves and bears." Hansel soothed her and said, "They have a plan, but so do I." When the grown-ups had fallen asleep, Hansel got up, pulled on his jacket, and crept outside. The moon was full at first. He looked to see if Gretel's angels were flying around it. They weren't, so he looked at the path leading to the woods instead. White pebbles gleamed there like silver coins. Hansel stuffed his jacket pockets full and went back to bed, where he slept well and did not dream of the witch with her bag of stolen children. At earliest day, even before sunrise, the broom maker's wicked wife came in and shook the children awake. "Get up, you lazy things. We're going into the forest to fetch wood, so we may eat one more day." She gave them each a piece of bread and told them it was for their lunch. "Don't eat it sooner, because there isn't any more." This wasn't true. She had made a jelly roll up for her husband and a thick meat sandwich for herself. Hey, Billy Cody, welcome in. Billy Cody, how are you feeling? So, Hansel and Gretel, Hansel, he found out what the stepmother was going to do, or the stepmother was going to do. And he decided to get up and try to soothe his sister. And when the stepmother got up, or the wicked wife, when she got up, she gave them a piece of bread and told them they were going to go into the middle of the forest. For those of you who are just joining us, we're reading the reinterpretation of Hansel and Gretel by Stephen King and Maurice Sendak, the guy who illustrated and wrote Where the Wild Things Are. This one's going to be a little bit lengthy. Gretel put both pieces of bread in her dress pockets because Hansel's pants had none, and his jacket pockets were full of stones. Then the four of them went into the forest. The broom maker wouldn't so much as look at his children, for he was ashamed. They hadn't gone far when Hansel lagged behind him, looking back at the cottage. "What are you doing?" the broom maker's wife asked. "Why do you keep falling back, stupid boy? We have a long day ahead." "Oh well," Hansel said, "I'm looking at my little white cat. She's sitting on the roof because she wants to say goodbye to me." "You idiot," the woman said, and cuffed the back of Hansel's head. That isn't your cat. It's the sun shining on the tin side of the chimney where the stones fell away." So we're getting to see, hey Tanya, welcome in. We're getting to see the Stephen King version with the way she's addressing the little boy. Hansel knew that he was looking for the stones he had dropped on the path. When they got deep into the woods, farther than they had ever been before, the children's father said, "I'll make a fire so you won't be cold. Gather some sticks. Your mama and I will go into the forest to cut wood. When we're finished, we'll come back and get you." "She's not our mama," Gretel thought, but did not say. Our mama was nice. She and Hansel gathered twigs and small branches. When the fire was going, the woman who was not their mama said, "Lie down by the fire and rest a while because you have a long walk." So they kind of rebelled there just a little bit. Hey, Jim Glott. The woods of Maine. I love it. Today we found out my mother-in-law. Oh no. She found out she had a tumor on her appendix. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Tanya. Does she live by you guys? Trump blows bubble, welcome in. Hansel and Gretel didn't lie down at first. When the sun was high, each of them ate their little piece of bread. I'm scared, said Gretel. So here they are in the deep, deep part of the forest. It's all overgrown, knotted together, wooded, no sunlight comes in. Father is close by, Hansel said. I hear his axe chopping wood. But it wasn't his father. His wicked stepmother had tied a branch to a dead tree, and when the wind blew, it sounded like their father's axe chopping wood. The afternoon was long, the fire was warm, and the children's eyes grew heavy. They fell asleep in each other's arms. Gretel dreamed of angels. Hansel dreamed of an ugly witch flying with a bag of stolen kiddos on the back of her magic broom. So here's his dream. There's the wicked witch. And then there's the kids that she's stolen and put into a basket. When they awoke, it was night. The fire had burned down to a few embers. Gretel began to cry. How will we find our way home? The bears will eat us. Hansel gave her a hug. Wait a bit and trust me. We'll find our way. When the moon rose in the sky, the white pebbles Hansel had scattered gleamed like silver coins. They followed them all night long and never saw a single bear. Just before daybreak, they arrived in their father's cottage. Hansel knocked stoutly on the door and said, We're home. Why did you leave us? Let us in. The stepmother opened it and said, You bad children, we saw you sleeping and decided to come back for you this morning. You should have stayed where you were so you wouldn't get lost. Oh, okay, Billy Cody. Thank you so much. So they were stuck in the woods and the parents left them and night came and it looks like the kids were smart. Hansel took the little coins and made a little trail and they found their way back. Outsmarted the evil parents. But their father was delighted to see them because he hadn't wanted to leave them in the first place. The drought continued, and so did the famine. One night after Hansel and Gretel went to bed, they once more heard their stepmother pouring poison into the ears of their weak-willed father. Listen, husband, and listen well, she said. We have eaten everything but half of a loaf of bread. When that's gone, our song will be sung. We must get rid of the children. We'll take them even deeper into the woods, and this time they won't find their way back. But the wolves, said the broom maker, and the bears, those things are hungry too. Better a quick death in the jaws of an animal than a slow starvation in the jaws of circumstance, she said. She who had hidden away half a ham and a joint of beef. This lady, she wants to get rid of the kids, but she's selfishly hiding the food. I suppose you're right, the brewmaker said. God will protect them. So he will, she said, and if he chooses not to, they will eat in heaven. Hansel lay awake until he could hear the grown-ups snoring. Then he got up and went to the door, meaning to gather more pebbles, but his stepmother had locked it. So there they are again, the evil stepmother. She's plotting. She wants to get rid of those kids. Hansel tried the window, but his stepmother heard it creak and awoke. She came out of her bedroom holding up a candle. I thought I heard my little cat wanting to come in. Your cat has left us because we have no food for it. Now go back to bed or I'll beat you. With no choice, Hansel went back to bed, where he found his sister sitting up and crying. He hugged her and said, Go back to sleep. Your angels will protect us. He thought, if they don't, I will. Early the next morning, the stepmother roused the children from their beds. They were given pieces of bread much smaller than the last time. On the way to the woods, Hansel broke his into pieces in the pocket of his jacket and then began to scatter the crumbs on the ground. This caused him to fall behind the others. Hansel, why do you keep stopping? His stepmother asked. Stupid boy. This time I really do see my cat. She's sitting on the roof and wants to say goodbye to me. So Hansel's outsmarting her again. He's throwing out little bits of bread so that he can find his way back. Fool, I told you that your cat is long gone. It's just the sun shining on a piece of tin. Now come along. Hansel rejoined the others, but he kept to his father's side, away from the snoopy eyes of his stepmother, and continued to drop small pieces of bread on the ground. Meanwhile, the grown-ups led the children into the deepest, darkest part of the forest, where the trees crowded together, and their branches looked like clutching fingers. At last, they came to a clearing, and all of them gathered sticks and branches. The broom maker struck his flint over the kindling and lit a fire that was large, bright, and warm. Their stepmother told them, sit here, kids. If you get tired, you can sleep a little. We'll spend the day cutting wood and come back for you when we're finished. And this time, don't wander away. When the sun was high, Gretel shared her bread with her brother because Hansel had scattered his so they could find their way home. They fell asleep as before and awoke after dark. They had been abandoned. So they repeated the same thing. This time they put them deeper into the woods. But Hansel, he's really smart. He took his pieces of bread, he sacrificed his pieces of bread, and he made a little trail so that they could find their way back. Wait a bit and trust me, Hansel told his sister. When the moon comes up, we'll see the trail of breadcrumbs I left, and by following them, we'll find our way back home. Alas, there was no trail to follow. Hungry birds had pecked up every crumb. Hansel sat at the base of a tree and put his hands over his eyes. Now it was Gretel's turn to comfort him with a hug. Don't cry, Hansel. My angels will lead us home. I'm sure of it. But no angels came, and the two children wandered in the woods all that night and the following day, growing even more hungry. They found a few berries, but nothing else to eat. On the third morning, they awoke to see a plump white bird sitting on the branch of a nearby tree. It flew to another tree, then flew back, looking at the children as if to say, follow me, follow me. With no other choice except to die in the forest, Hansel took his sister's hand and said, let us see if that bird is an angel in disguise. Oh, if only it had been. That bird was no angel, but the servant of Rhea of the Coos, the very child-stealing witch Hansel had seen in his dreams. The treacherous white bird led them to a path lined with flowers, and then to a clearing with a little house in the center. It alit on the peak of the roof. Hansel and Gretel stood looking at this house with wide eyes, scarcely able to believe what they were seeing, and for good reason. So 3 days, the third day, they're in the woods, starving. And then comes this witch. It says, on the third morning they awoke to see a plump white bird sitting on a branch of a nearby tree. With no other choice, Hansel took his sister's hand and said, let us see if that bird is an angel in disguise. That bird was no angel, but the servant of Rhea of the Coos, the very child-stealing witch Hansel had seen in his dreams. So they're getting led by this bird. They thought the bird was their friend, but turns out, And so this is what they see. They see a house, but look at that house though. So you've got these what looks like gingerbread men here. You got a gingerbread house. And it's a mouth with a nose. Hey, Ronnie, welcome in. Ronnie Graver, welcome back. Georgia Peach. Now, remember, for those of you who are just joining us, we're reading this Hansel and Gretel version by Stephen King and Maurice Sendak. So it's the Hansel and Gretel story, but retold by Stephen King. So you know it's going to be gory. The walkway leading to the cottage was paved with pink peppermint candies. The roof was made of overlapping cookies for shingles. The eaves were gumdrops that shone in the morning sun. The walls were made of those spicy gingerbread cakes known as Lebunchkin. The windows were spun sugar. Tall candy canes stood beside the door, which was open as if to say, "Come in, come in." "Oh, it smells good," Gretel said. "Let's have some, for we are very hungry," said her brother. "I'll eat part of the wall, and you can have a window. That will be very sweet." Hansel pulled some gingerbread from the wall and crammed it into his mouth. Tasty! Gretel, meanwhile, broke off a window pane of sugar and began to eat it. Delicious! Then, from inside this cozy little cottage, there came a gentle voice that said, "Nibble, nibble, 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 little mouse, who is nibbling at my house?" So there they are. They see the house, they start nibbling at it, and then they hear a voice inside, a sweet voice. Hansel and Gretel looked at each other with wide eyes. Hansel swallowed a mouthful of gingerbread wall and replied, "Hungry children is what we are, lost in the woods, and we wandered far." They could have run away, but they were too hungry. Hansel stood on tiptoe and helped himself to a gumdrop Eve, then boosted Gretel up so she could have her share. So they're just eating away, and there's the lady that's inside the house. The door of the cottage opened, and the old woman leaning on a crutch came out. The children were so frightened that they dropped the sweet treats they were holding and stepped back. But the old woman had a kindly and gentle face, with laugh lines around her eyes and smile lines around her mouth. "Oh, you poor lost children," said the old woman, "you must come in and have a proper meal." So there's part of the gingerbread house. It's got lots of snacks. Looks like this face right here is made out of some vegetables. You've got a turnip there, it looks like, with some lettuce maybe, and some eggs. Some raw eggs, or it look like, no, olives. The white bird, its evil job done, flew away from the roof. The children turned to look at it, so did not see the kindly face turn into that of an ugly old hag with yellow, half-blind eyes, snaggle teeth, and a wart on her nose. This was Rhea's real face. So the bird led them in, and as soon as they got inside, that's when the sweet old lady, she turned from this to this. She turned into a sniggly-toothed woman. "Would you like soup and pancakes?" asked the witch, once again wearing her kindly face. Hansel said thank you, and Gretel dropped a pretty curtsy. If they went, and once they were inside, the house also, or in they went, and once they were inside, the house also changed and showed its real face, which was terrible indeed. The sugar glass windows sank inward and became watchful eyes. The gumdrops melted into a rotten banana nose. The candy canes beside the door sprouted teeth. Worst of all, the peppermint path became a long, pink tongue. Hansel and Gretel saw none of this, as the kindly old woman took each by the hand and led them into her awful enchanted house. So as soon as they got it, as soon as she got him inside, the house started changing into this ugly face. The tongue. She sat them down at her table and fed them pancakes with honey and a piping hot soup full of meat and vegetables. In it she had put a special powder. They ate until their bellies were bursting, then fell asleep with their heads in their arms because of the sleeping powder, and because they had walked miles and miles through the paths forest. Once they were asleep, the pleasant aromas became the smells of rotting fruits and vegetables. The walls started dripping with slime, and the kindly face once more became the evil face of Rhea. Her yellow eyes peered nearsightedly at the sleeping children. I have them now, she said. I'll eat the boy first. The girl will serve me until it's her turn in the cooking pot. Although nearly blind, Rhea was strong. Her crutch was merely a prop. She carried Hansel into a room at the back of the cottage. Here was a cage made of iron bars. Inside it and beneath it were littered with bones of the children the witch had brought to her house on her flying broom, just as the unfortunate boy had seen in his dreams. Later that day, she shook Gretel awake and cried, "Get up, you lazy bones! Fetch water and cook something for good for your brother. He's too skinny. When he's fattened up, I'm going to eat him." Gretel began to cry, but it did no good. The witch enjoyed the tears of children, as witches always do. If you try to run away, Rhea said, I'll kill him and eat him quick as winking, even though he's nothing but skin and bones. Hansel was given rich food to eat every day. Gretel was given nothing but a little soup and a few spoiled and fly-speckled vegetables. Every morning, the old witch limped into the back room on her crutch and told Hansel to stick out his finger, "So I can see if you're fat enough yet." But instead of his finger, Hansel stuck out one of the bones for Rhea to feel. Her eyes were so bad she didn't know the difference and wondered that the children didn't fatten as he should have. So this is very Stephen King. So she has Hansel in the cage and she wants to eat him, but she's not going to eat him until she fattens him up. So she makes the sister make the food and feed it to him so she can eat him. But he takes one of the bones because his dream turned out to be real. And so he would take the bones from the ground and he would poke it out of the cage so that the witch would feel it. And she would say, well, he's still very skinny, so I can't eat him yet. Several weeks went by in this fashion, and she believed Hansel was still thin. There was plenty to eat in her little cottage, but Rhea was hungry for boy food. Finally, the day came when she could wait no longer, for her eyesight had failed even more, and she could see little more than shadows. "Gretel," she shouted, "fetch some water, you lazy girl, and set it on the stove. For fat or thin, tomorrow I'll light the oven and pop him in." She felt in her kitchen drawer, pulled out her longest knife, and showed Gretel. "Dear God, please help us," Gretel cried as she went to fetch the water. "If wild animals had eaten us in the woods, at least we would have died together. Is there nothing I can do?" The wind whispered to the unhappy girl, "She will bake. Rhea will bake." When Gretel returned with the water, Rhea said, "Stop your blubbering and wipe your nose. I'm going to make a special pie, a Hansel pie, and all for me. I've already rolled the dough." So when Gretel went out, she was calling out to God, and then the wind whispered to her, "She will bake, Rhea will bake." So we don't know what that means. Maybe Rhea's going to get thrown in the oven. She pushed Gretel to the open oven door. "Lean in and see if the fire is hot enough for baking." Gretel saw that the witch had made enough dough for 2 pies and understood she meant to cook her as well. Then she remembered what the wind had said and told the witch. I don't think it's hot enough for baking. Idiot child, Rhea said, and pushed the girl aside. Gretel slipped behind her. You wouldn't know up from down or hot from cold. She leaned close to the oven door, and Gretel pushed her in head first. How Rhea did shriek as her filthy hair and the wart on her nose caught fire. Gretel seized the witch's scrawny legs, pushed her all the way in, and dropped the iron bar that secured the oven door. From inside came the most horrible howls and banging. Gretel thought the wind had been right. Rhea did indeed bake. Gretel ran into the back room and used the key hanging on the wall to unlock the cage and let Hansel out. We are saved, dear brother. I have pushed the witch in the oven and she is dead. Hansel leaped out of the cage and hugged his sister. They were happy as only children who have avoided a terrible fate can be. Hansel was all for leaving right away, but in her service to Rhea, Gretel had noticed a certain trunk under the witch's bed. She persuaded Hansel to open it, and inside they found heaps of gold and precious stones, for witches enjoy treasure almost as much as they enjoy eating children. So they pushed her in the oven and baked her. And there she is inside the oven. And then Gretel noticed that the witch had something underneath her bed. And it was gold pieces. Gold and silver. Now, Hansel said after they had filled their pockets, let us leave this terrible place. Looking out the back window, I have seen a wide path through the woods. We should try that. Gretel said, a good idea, but we should take some food because we are deep in the woods. You are always smarter than I, said Hansel, kissing her cheek. I hope you will remember that, said Gretel, smiling. Boys think of treasure, but girls think of the important things in life. That's a good line. Boys think of treasure, but girls think of the important things in life. They walked for 2 days and slept in the woods for 2 nights. And if wolves or bears saw them or smelled them, they let the children alone. For the animals of the forest had also hated and feared Rhea. So they ended up getting out. They ended up escaping. But look at this detailed picture here. There's Hansel and Gretel. I think that's Hansel and Gretel right there. And we love a good moon and children's literature. Hey, Urban Fresh. We're almost done, guys. And then we'll do our Christmas trees. At last they emerged from the woods and, in the distance, saw the broom maker's cottage. Their father saw them coming and ran to meet them, hugging them and covering them with kisses. I haven't had one happy hour since we left you in the woods, he said. I sent your wicked stepmother away and looked for you, but I thought you were dead. Hansel turned out his pockets, showering down gold and ruby diamonds. Gretel turned out hers and showered down gold and emeralds and sapphires. Now their cares were at an end. Their father promised never to wrong them again. And you know what comes next? So they ended up coming home. Dad got rid of the evil stepmother. The kids found some gold, ruby, and silver pieces. Let's see what happens. They lived happily ever after. Isn't that a gorgeous picture? Look at those oranges and yellows. The end. Hansel and Gretel. Text copyright 2025 by Stephen King. Hansel and Gretel retold by Stephen King. This is a good one. I really like Hansel and Gretel, the story. It's a good Christmas story, too. It's Christmas adjacent. All right, in the comment section, let's see what everybody is thinking. That was a long one. That was a long one, but we made it through. In the comment section, let's see what you think. I'm going to give this one a 10, just because you've got Stephen King and Maurice Sendak. Those of you who are familiar with Where the Wild Things Are, Maurice Sendak is the illustrator and author of that book. So he got together with Stephen King and did a reimagining of Hansel and Gretel. I gave Minnesota for my childhood. Oh, Trump blows Bubba, right? I agree. You'll give that one a 10? I do too. Let's pour the tea. Today is Project Wednesday, but on a Thursday. Yesterday was my last day of work, and I went out with a couple of teacher friends. I came back a little late. I was a little sauced, so I couldn't go on the live. We're enjoying our celebration. Yes, we definitely love a good pour. I agree. Mike Silva, how are you doing tonight? Tonight we're drinking chamomile and lavender with a vanilla syrup base. All right, let's move some things around. We are going to be making today Christmas trees out of pine cones. For those of you who are just joining us, we're going to be using this one because we're going to put the ugly side. We know where to put the ugly side of the pine cone. All right. Today you're going to be using acrylics. We're going to be using acrylic paints, silver, gold, and a pink. So I want you guys to decide which colors or which color you want to color your Christmas tree. Mike Silva, doing really good. Do you guys want a silver tree? Do you guys want a pink tree? Or do you guys want a gold tree? Because then we have embellishments. We got more embellishments here. Yule, a silver tree. Tanya, a gold. Trump, silver. Pink with gold accents. Hannah, Alexandria, I love that. We've got these little pom-poms for lights. Samantha, you're feeling good? We got a lot of yellows, if anybody wants a yellow. Let's see what everybody's thinking here. So we've got a gold, we got a pink, a silver, a gold, a silver. So we've got 2 silvers, 2 golds, and 1 pink. Who is going to be the tiebreaker? Mike Silva, a gold. Okay, so let's do a gold. And we can put glitter on it. All right, but let's do this first. Jim Glott, you say silver? We're going to do a gold since we got 3 out of 2 golds. All right. Let's get this out of the way. We're going to fire up the glue gun because we're going to need a lot of glue gun today. Hey, Princess, welcome in. I know, work has just been busy. And I come home tired. And I don't want to have negative energy when I'm on and be all. But sometimes I just take the night off. But I'm on vacation now, so tons of energy for you guys. Tons of energy. Displaced energy. The energy that I normally put onto the kids and the other adults that I'm working with, all gonna go on you guys. And cleaning. I've been cleaning as well. All right, so let us take, so what we're gonna do first, yeah, I am, thank you so much. We're gonna stretch this out just a little bit because we're gonna wanna get we wanna have a lot of room to put our decorations. So you're just gonna get a pine cone, and I got this pine cone at work. We've got this really big tree, and it throws all the pine cones on the floor. I love collecting them because you could do so many projects with them. One of the school psychologists at work, I was collecting these, and she goes, "Oh, you know what my grandma used to do? She goes, she used to make turkeys out of them, Like this would be the body of the turkey, and they put the head here with the wings. Yeah, you kind of have to be careful with it, Princess, because it's a little fragile. But I just want to stretch out just a bit so you can get some room to work with. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our acrylic. We love working with acrylics and we love working with glitter. I'm going to spray this off camera just because of the fumes. We do have fire on this side. We're going to be very careful. We don't want to start any fires. So we're going to, this is what your pine cone looks like right now. Watch what it looks like once it's sprayed. You're going to get this gorgeous gold. Let me, it's amazing what this spray does to a pine cone. And what's really cool about it is this pine cone already has like a natural dark color to it. And the gold paint just kind of adds to it. Okay, you guys ready? I had withdrawals, so I used glitter eyeshadow. I love it. Okay, you guys ready? Look at how pretty that pine cone came out. Look at that gold. Isn't that a gorgeous color? It went from this brown to this gold. Look at how pretty that is. Isn't it gorgeous? We just love working with acrylics. Like Scylla, I agree. It's really pretty. You can do a lot with acrylics. Want to make sure that it's dry. All right, now we have the tacky glue. Oh, let me get the tacky spray. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Now what we can do, we can get tacky spray. And we can put some glitter magic on it. Are we thinking gold as well? Gold glitter? Ooh, you know what would be really pretty? We could put some, I think red would, a chunky gold glitter, gem block green. We've got this copper. I think it would accentuate the gold already. Or we could put this red. Red would be good too, I think so. Copper would be pretty. But I think a lot of you are saying chunky gold. What are you guys thinking? Chunky gold. Here's the chunky gold that we have. Isn't that pretty? Oh, the red and the gold one? This one is a combination. It's like a fall color. Red and golds. Yeah, Princess, you remember that one, huh? That one's really pretty. So we've got the chunky gold. Red and gold would be iconic. I love it. You guys want to do this one? I think this one's a good one because I heard a lot of you guys saying you wanted to do both a red and gold. So this is a combination of that. Red and gold. Okay, let's do that. All right, let's put these over here. Okay. Let me keep this on for sure because I don't want it to. There we go. All right. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the tacky glue, and we're gonna spray this down. What we're gonna do also is we're gonna get the glitter that we've collected, and we're gonna put this underneath so that we can glitter it. Again, look at how pretty that is. Guys, isn't that gorgeous? And it doesn't take a lot of the spray either to make it look like that. Gorgeous. Okay, let's get these right because this is a time sensitive. Yeah, it does dry fast. This is a time sensitive. Okay. Now we're gonna with some glitter. Yeah, this one really, the glue on this really stuck. Because that glitter is not going anywhere. Okay. Look at how pretty that is. Look at how pretty that is. Look at that sparkle. She is looking amazing. That's the side we're gonna cover up. This is gonna be the front side here though. Yeah, we love a good sparkle. We love a good sparkle. Let me fix this really quick here. All right, now we're gonna take some embellishments. Clear this desk. We're gonna take some of these pom-poms. Samantha, right? If it's not drenched in glitter, we didn't make it. That's not ours. That is not ours. Love it. Okay, we're gonna take some of these pom-poms out. And we're gonna put some pom-poms and then half oh, you know what? Now let's do this. Yeah, the red and the gold was a right choice, I agree. So we're gonna take these little pom-poms. We're gonna put some glue on it. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna start applying the little pom-poms around it. And the little pom-poms are gonna be like the little lights. We have an orange light. I'm just gonna stick it on there like that. Just like that. Let's take a yellow pom-pom. Stick it on there. But guys, you know what? I think the tacky glue is so strong that we can just put these on here and it sticks. So we don't have to, then anything that doesn't stick, we'll just put the glue gun on it. So there's your little Christmas tree in the making. It's got little lights all over it. I think what we could do as well is just give it a spray over to lock it in, because we like to lock in the flavors. We want to lock in the flavors of our Christmas tree. So this is going to be the front facing. Like that. So here is the back. We need to put some more here at the bottom. It's a little Christmas tree. It's a little furball Christmas tree with lights. Let me see. This is the side that's going to be facing the outside. So we're going to have a little tree. Okay. So there's our little Christmas tree with its little lights on it. I love it. Okay, now we're going to take some of our embellishments. I'm going to take some of our embellishments and apply them. We've got all sorts of different colors. Let me show you what we have. We have these orange ones. They're like little diamonds. We have these ones. I think we should find the silver ones and apply them. There's some pink ones. We have green, or maybe the green embellishments. If it's important, they'll leave a mess. Right, princess? I think what we'll do is we'll put, I think we'll put silver ones on it. These. We'll give it like a little bit of shine. Orange with the silver. Let me get the orange ones out. Yeah, because the orange ones would be really big. Yeah. Let me put this over here really quick. Let me turn this on. got all the orange ones in here. Yeah. Our googly eyes. Yeah, we have all the orange ones separated already. So let's put the orange ones on there. Let me spray this down really quick with glue. That way these little decorations aren't gonna go anywhere. Y'all ain't gonna escape now. Because once it's tacky, it stays. All right. Yeah. You guys aren't going anywhere. They're on there for good. It's a little tree. Let me see how I'm going to do this. I'm going to put these, yeah, hold them prisoners. So if it falls off the tree, it ain't going to go anywhere. So we're going to put some glue. So we're going to start here, and then we'll work our way around. That orange is actually really pretty. Let me put on 3, guys, and then I'll show you. Yeah, and it's coming out really pretty. Guys, can you believe that Christmas is already next week? Next Thursday, a week from today. I get sad when the holidays. This is the East Coast princess. Yeah, so we got one more. Maybe for the West Coast, we'll do all pink. Yeah, this is the East Coast view. I just want the holiday. Oh, did it, Tanya? I'm sorry. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff going on right now. Especially you were sick too at the beginning, huh? Princess here in the West Coast. Yeah. We're gonna, for the West Coast, we're gonna do an all pink one. So I need you to be my hype man. My hype girl for pink. We'll give the illusion of choice. Yeah, Tanya, that's a lot. Ashley Daniel, yes. All right. Yeah, pink's gonna look really pretty. So here's some of our orange embellishments. It almost looks like archery, filled with lots of decorations. You have to have a lot of decorations. There's never enough. So we're gonna put these. Let me put a couple more. And then yes, a tree for our tree. We still need to put the presents underneath the tree. So there's our little gold Christmas tree. And then we have presents. You cannot not have a tree without presents underneath. What we're going to do is we're going to put them like this. I'm going to stick them right here underneath our little tree. It's all inundated with color. I love it. It's going to have its little presents at the base of the tree. I used to unwrap this as a kid and I was disappointed blocks of foam. Right, Hannah? I know, it's so funny because you could feel the foam inside. So there's a little presents there. Can you imagine? There's a little. That looks cute. Little presents at the bottom there. Put it on top of this one. And there is your East Coast Christmas tree. We know exactly which side to put it on. Let's see. Where is our little woodsy tree gonna go? Let's make some room over here. Aw. This tree looks so magical. It's so Christmassy. Can you guys see it from there? Where is it at? Let me see. Did I not cover it up? Oh, it's right here. Right here. Yeah, you can see it just a little bit. Treeception. Excuse me. Let me move some of these things out of the way here. Let me make sure it stays. Aw. There it is. The little Christmas tree that could. Right there. I love it. You guys did an amazing job picking your colors for your Christmas tree. Let's reflect on some of our Christmas decorations. Let's see. We did we made the gratitude mugs. Remember last Wednesday we made the gratitude mugs? They got a little folded, but last week we made gratitude mugs and everybody got to choose what they were grateful for. Really fun. Really cute. That one was the East Coast. Here's the West Coast. They made one with the red and green on it. It is camouflaged in, huh, Princess? The snowman. I love it. Such a fun tree this year. Really good decorations. Really imaginative. I love the color. The color on the screen is just very bright. It's really pretty. Alrighty, friends. Thank you so much for joining us today for Project Wednesday, but on a Thursday. We will be back on again in 40 minutes for the West Coast feed. We will have one story, and then we will be making our West Coast Christmas tree. If you are going to bed, have yourselves a good night. If you are going to stay up late, we will be back on again in 40 minutes. And we will see you then. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you in a bit.